Steve Sacco, 995 West 4th Street, here in Benson. I'd like to thank Mayor King for canceling tonight's work session so that the people of Benson have an opportunity to review the contents of Chapter 7 and 9. I'd also, however, like to ask why there was a work session scheduled on Chapter 7 when on January 28th the council voted to table it until there was a third-party review. Contrary to what some city council members believe, the people and business owners of Benson do not want the city to model laws and regulations to fit their agenda. Quite the contrary, most citizens and business owners believe that in order for Benson to be safe, building codes must exist. They also believe that the building department should be easy to work with and apply the codes fairly. In the proposed updates to Chapter 7 of the City Building Code, under Article 7-4, entitled Public Nuisances and Premises Maintenance, paragraph 2 in the purpose and scope area reads, "This section shall apply to all buildings, structures, and lands within the city of Benson without regard to the use, the date of construction, improvement, or alteration." To me, this indicates that the building department is not accepting the grandfathering of existing properties or structures. Recently, Luis Garcia held a meeting with Benson Realtors where he distributed Building Department Bulletin 01-2012. That's what I gave a copy to all of you. The bulletin details what work and structures require a permit. On the back of the bulletin, it indicates that in order to replace a failed water heater, a permit is required. With the statistical 15% poverty level here in Benson and many citizens on a fixed income, how are residents going to be able to afford to replace their failed water heater if they have to get a building permit? I do not, however, envy Mr. Garcia's task of trying to create building codes for older structures while at the same time making codes for new construction. But the current version of Chapter 7 is not the answer. I also find it interesting that the number on this document is 01-2012, which I assume is the date it was created. A paragraph on the back side of the document states that applicants should contact the City of Benson Development Services Department if there are any questions. This paragraph is interesting because the Development Services Department does not yet exist. And by virtue of the document number, it appears that this document was written over a year ago. I also find it interesting that at the January 28th City Council meeting, the City Attorney, when explaining details of the updated version of Chapter 7, pointed to Luis Garcia on two separate occasions when referring to the Director of Development Services Department, a position that also does not yet exist. It should be obvious to even the most casual observer that the main purpose of Chapter 7 update is to elevate Mr. Garcia to the department head and give him unprecedented powers to control anything associated with building and planning within the City of Benson. You as council members should realize that if Chapter 7 does pass your vote, it will end up being put to a referendum vote by the citizens of Benson and will ultimately be repealed. I encourage you to instruct the City Attorney and Chief Building Official to abandon their attempt at empire building and instead craft a new version of the city codes where residents, building owners, and city officials work together for what is good for our community. You as council members should also be aware that if Chapter 7 goes to referendum, there's bound to be a recall effort for any council members that vote to approve the adoption of the Chapter 7 update. Thank you.